Okay, it's still the beginning of week 4, and it's nighttime now, and I just had some extra thoughts that I wanted to share, because I'm always scared that I'm not being honest enough, and especially when I'm making art, I think I have a very, I can outsmart myself with how I sort of hide my feelings, or how I hide what I'm actually making art about, because it's scary to make the real thing, and so then I'll rely on talent over voice, and not talent, skill over voice, and end up with art that looks good but is not fully what I'm wanting to say. And I think it's really hard to, I guess it's the constant challenge as an artist, is to really how do I always say what I mean? How do I always express myself in the most clear way? Right now what I'm dealing with is just intense burnout. I've never experienced this before, and I had this job that I needed for financial reasons, and it has eaten away at me in a way that has been affecting my health for over a year. I am just so burnt out, and I think I'm in this process of trying to go back to the themes that I previously thought were interesting, in certain stories, in certain pulling from my past ideas, and trying to keep the through line for what I have always found interesting, and tying into new media, current landscape of things, the rise in fascism. It's really hard to make art and be what the fuck does this do to stop the horrors that are going on in the world? And not freezing in a moment like that. I think it's very convenient for the powers that be if we are well, nothing I say matters, and really apathetic to our world. This is our world, and we need to create something that we like. Because for all we know, we get one chance of being alive, and I don't want to waste it, which is part of the reason I don't want to be dishonest and disingenuous in my art. And it's not that I would be outright lying, it's more just not saying the scary part, because what the fuck is the point if I'm not saying the scary part? So I guess I'm dealing with that. I wanted to note that because it feels like the struggle of being an artist is I need to get my skills up, my talent up to a level that I can express myself clearly. And I really am in this break, like after being burnt out, I'm really sitting with, when I was at this job, I didn't have time to really take in how deeply I was like hurting. I knew it was not okay. Like, my partner was telling me, like, you're not okay. My mom was telling me I'm not okay. I was saying I'm not okay. My best friend was like, my community was just like, you're not good. And I think like I knew I wasn't okay, and now I'm sitting with like how much pain I was in. There's nothing to really latch on to. There's no stressors. I'm not in like fight or flight anymore. Or fight, flight, freeze, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not in like that panicked state anymore. So I'm just sitting with myself with all of this panic built up and nothing to really panic about. And I'm trying to latch on to things to panic about, like, because I don't know what to do with all of this angst. And it's not like the state of the world is much better, but I'm like, I mean, truly clawing my way out of the depths of a deep depression. And things are starting to clear up, and I really thought it would never happen. And I'm like, of course, talking about myself again. But this is just, I feel like the more honest I can be about my experience, the more I can say something more universal. I know that's not new. People have been saying, like, the more personal you get, the more universal it is. But that's where I'm at. Wanted to note that. Okay. I am still in week 4. I've been slowly easing my way back into art. I decided to stop bullying myself about it. I think I was being really mean to myself, and that wasn't working in terms of inspiring me. So I'm starting out really slow. I'm making this piece it's a lamp, but it's inspiring a lot of paintings that I want to make. And it's a lamp that I made out of metal chicken wire, and I adhered some tissue paper that I stained with like a coffee water mixture, so it's not like starch bleach white. And I really liked the grid, and it reminded me of like mosaics and pixels and cross stitch. So there was some holes here, so I'm just gonna go over some of the imperfections with a cross stitch, especially here. This is the front, and then especially on the sides I did a double panel, and then on the back here there's this slit in the paper, so I'll have to go over this whole bit, and then I'm gonna have to make a holder for the light bulb. This is going to be a lamp for my boyfriend for Valentine's Day, which, interesting, the second I start making something out of love, it inspired a lot more creativity and kind of like locked me back into the process that I was following sort of before. And I'm really liking this like mending with my hands. I think it's interesting when you can like, when you know you're making something with the correct intention, or in the right like state of mind, like it feels, as I'm making this piece, a million like little sparkles or like ideas are filtering in to my mind, and I'm trying to just stay in line with that. I'm listening to a lot of Nala Sinfero. Maybe I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Nala Sinfero. And I don't know if you can hear that in the background. But I'll put some plants up. Maybe I'll put a photo of what my view is. And it's feeling really good. I can't wait to finish this and move on to another piece and like really put this on a canvas format. And I'm really interested in juxtaposing it next to cloth. And I really like how pokey this is and delicate. I'm really liking the sort of, and the movement of the paper with the papers, because it's not quite perfect. I don't know if you can see this sort of texture, but I'm happy and I'm feeling like a creative block is being lifted and everything's gonna work out. Yeah.